So I have to give massive credit to AOC for her response to this recent election loss. Not only has Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez shown the proper amount of introspection and curiosity and asking questions as to what went wrong, but the answers that she's coming up with to the questions she's asking are actually spot on and incredibly insightful. Like Democrats, this woman is doing the Lord's work for you in the journey to rebuild this party, so don't discard what she's saying. And this tweet here is actually just gold. You can pause to read the full tweet if you want, but the basic idea is saying she doesn't want to bring back in Obama-era insiders to rebuild the Democratic Party. This is an incredibly good point, and I want to unpack for you why over the next few minutes. Some of you might not remember if you're younger, but if you are a millennial or older, then you will remember that the Obama years for Democrats were very similar to the Trump years for Republicans. Democrats loved Obama. They worshipped Obama. When he was in his prime, he could do no wrong. He was literally the greatest thing politics had ever seen. He was, by all accounts, an actual celebrity. He was a pop culture icon. He wasn't just the president of the United States. He was an amazing orator. He was inspirational. Across the board, just top-level politician. Ever since Barack Obama left office, Democrats have been chasing the high of finding the next Obama. And they've tried to turn every one of their candidates, regardless of how old or how much it didn't fit, into the same hole that Obama sort of fit into in politics. That's why they've been very, celebrity-centric. They've been trying to make every Democratic politician or every Democratic presidential politician this cultural icon, someone who can hang out with celebrities. Now, there's a few problems with this. First of all, Obama was a once-in-a-century type candidate. Obama was the perfect combination of the right person at the right time with the right structure around him. You had Barack Obama, who's an incredibly good politician. You had just the right particular moment in time. And then you also had the right sort of cutting-edge approach to politics. All three of those things together are what contributed to making Obama the strong icon that he was. Now, the problem for Democrats is, of those three things, one, the political moment in time is past. It's just gone. That's how time works. Two, Barack Obama is no longer in his prime. He is a figure of the past, not a figure of the present. That also is just how time works. So Democrats have been trying to hyper-focus on creating the next Obama, just on that third thing, just on the structure, the sort of campaign and political structure that they feel made Obama Obama. And that's where they're coming up short, and that's what AOC is talking about. For instance, we know now that Kamala Harris ran a very much Obama-style campaign. It was heavily influenced by Obama staffers from the day that came back to help run her campaign. And we see how that played in real terms in this day and age. For instance, we now know through reports that the strategy Team Harris had of sort of palling around with celebrities, having celebrities show up, hanging out with Harris, performing at Harris's rallies, all this different stuff. First of all, that was a $20 million strategy. Harris's team paid those celebrities $20 million to show up and support her. We know that that idea came from Obama staffers who were on Team Harris. And this makes sense. In the time when Obama ran, back in 2008, 2012, Americans had a different relationship with a celebrity class, and Obama himself was already this celebrity type figure. So it sort of made more sense, it was more congruent and more effective when Barack Obama was hanging out with all of these celebrities. But anyone who's listened to the voices of millennials and Gen Zers on TikTok over the past few years would notice that there's been a significant change in the way that younger people are interacting with the celebrity class. More and more young people feel like the celebrity class is out of touch, just wealthy, entitled, completely out of touch with the way that normal Americans live their lives. And therefore, a celebrity-centric campaign just didn't really hit home like it would have back in the day. And that's obvious to people who live in the moment right now, who are consuming content today. But for people whose last political relevance was years ago, and they've been sort of living in this political bubble since then, it's easy to sort of get this boardroom corporate approach of just like, this is the package, do this, do this, do this, and it just doesn't work anymore, it just doesn't sell anymore. This is where AOC hits the nail on the head, because as she mentions in this tweet, while Barack Obama was transforming the world and becoming this icon at the top of the ticket the Democrats have been trying to recreate since then. Down ballot Democrats were being absolutely destroyed. Through the 8 years of the Obama presidency, Democrats lost 1,000 legislative seats nationwide. By the end of his presidency, the DNC was broke. It was in debt, I believe. The party infrastructure was just nowhere near where it needed to be. Obama's years were very good for Obama's personal brand. They were not good for the Democratic Party as a whole. What happened when Trump became president is the resistance movement offered the organizational power at the grassroots level to start building from the bottom up a more stronger, more organized, and more community-centric approach to politics. And this approach is the one that AOC is referencing here that has had a lot more success a lot more recently, which is why, again, Democrats did far better in more localized congressional elections in this particular election cycle than they did at the top of the ticket. It was basically the top of the ticket was the Obama era style politics, and the bottom of the ticket, the congressional races, were more the newer style politics, and you can see which one turned out better. Which is why what AOC is saying right now is so insightful, so strong. This is exactly the answer right here. Go with the people who have had more successes more recently, and that's the people who are at the local level building grassroots campaigns down here, not at the top level trying to recreate the Obama years over and over and over again to no avail. So something for Democrats to think about moving forward, and don't take my word for it, even Elon Musk thinks it's a good idea.